Okay, game 2. We got SparkyDL2 on the player 2 side this time, playing Emeric in the blue. Up against Dinferno playing Zawan in the orange. And there has been some hubbub in the community about Emeric and their position on the game's tier list, how strong they are overall. And the general consensus is that Emeric is actually incredibly strong, but requires very specific setup to be that way. You have to get Siege forward, and then plant Crystal at the right time. And I guess 19 by 19 can work for that. You can get Trab out on the side. And there is a road there's a couple road tiles actually, so you can kind of move the Trab forward relatively quickly. But that said, is Dinferno gonna use their expertise as being a veteran player of this game, and 19 by 19 being one of the oldest tournament maps, possibly the oldest tournament map still used to this day? Are they going to get some big advantage here in the early game? And so far we're not seeing anything too special. I guess this sword's kind of threatening on the side. And just more swords coming forward. Is this actually going to be... I thought it might be aggressive, but it decides not to be. And yeah, just actually going to use this forest here for a bit of cover right there. Prevents Emeric coming forward. But Emeric's just going to hit the lumber mill instead, which is fair. And Sparky, yeah, they're looking to get that pretty quick tier 1 groove up coming up. And Harpy comes forward, that's going to be able to deal with that knight. I think the knight can crit Emeric though. And it's relatively safe to do so. Yep, it's going to go for it. That's going to be a good 43% damage. No, 41, 42. Yeah, just lots more dogs to follow this up, and yeah, like you don't want to be an Emeric near a whole bunch of cheap units that can kill you, so just a lot of army over on the sand side, and there's nothing really that can deal with this knight. Emeric can, he can kind of fight with it, but oh, this is very aggressive. Sparky, however, I mean, in our last game, game 1 of this set, they were very aggressive with their commander, and it worked out. So is this going to be the case to here? Ooh, gets the dog crit. That's some good damage. They're doing pretty well over here, but oh, there's a lot that can go wrong. Okay. Hit on the commander. That's a crit as well. Knight's gonna eat some damage, but there's a lot more army here. And ooh, rifle. I think the rifle's even in range to help support over here. So things looking pretty good for Sparky. Zawan gonna go forwards? I don't know how I feel about this. That's a very aggressive play. Oh, but I mean, I guess if you've got air trooper support, then it makes sense. Yeah, there's not going to be enough here to deal with that. Okay, and what's going to happen here? Yeah, dog crit follow up. Nicely done. Mage is not in range to support all of this. Neither is the witch, so Harpy's going to be able to get some damage. Rifle already doing some work. That's looking pretty good. Oh, Emeric's gonna stay and fight? That's a sword suicide. I'm a bit concerned. He already takes a little bit of counter-attack damage too. Alright, Knight's gonna walk back. Is it gonna be able to heal? No. And what's Dinferno gonna do here? They're gonna walk their Knight back and heal. I guess there's just not quite enough to deal with Emeric, so yeah, that hit was safe. Emeric's been doing a lot of work where they're being aggressive and it's just completely safe. There's no real danger. But Emeric doesn't really have the army composition you would really want with Emeric. You want range units behind this. You want kind of units that can really make use of that crystal. Harpies are going to pick up some free damage on the commander though. Get that little cheeky 20% in. And Emeric's going to put down a tier 2. So that's going to be a +2 defense tile. Which, I mean, I guess, yeah, he's safe. All of this is basically forest. And yeah, there's nothing really to break this as far as I know. I mean, I guess you've got the witch. Is that going to be... Yeah, Night Crit will kill a mage on a mountain or an effective mountain. Oh, but that's a lot of hex damage coming in. And yeah, mage is going to be able to pick up the kill on that harpy. And we're going to see more and more stuff go down. Dog Crit actually does kill that sword. Interesting. And yeah, like, you know, a lot of this has plus defense from all those tiles. Even though they're beaches, but I guess this is the other risk of Emeric, is that sometimes people will just be like, I'm going to throw an Emeric crystal down, I'm going to put my entire army underneath it. And the army is in a really terrible position where it just eats tons of counterattack damage. But in this case, I think it's kind of working okay. Low health dog being used there very smartly. Emeric standing on a mountain next to his own crystal. It would be funny if there was like an option to have like the crystal give bonus even when you're already on like plus defense tiles, so you could have like a 7 defense Emeric. But Hex is going to come in, and that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of not having that defense bonus anymore. And Crystal's going to go down, and I think Emeric might even just be dead here. Oh, we've got a tier 2 groove. Oh, this is going to do a lot of damage. Yep, that's going to be big, big damage. And a big surround too. I think Emeric could have potentially died that turn, but Dinferno didn't want to risk it. They're going to go for the safe play instead. And is there any way to break out of this? I actually don't know. I don't think there is. I think Emeric is just dead. Yeah, nothing can kill that dog. And you can just, you know, you can hit these vines all you want, but Emeric's just gonna kill this sword, and that's gonna be the end of Emeric. And yeah, Dinferno, they just press Hex and they just hit with Commander. I think that's all they have to do. Oh, but they're gonna farm some kills first. Because this wouldn't be Wargroove if people didn't do that. And yeah. Commander on Commander. Big headbutt from the wood horse. I guess deer, probably. But anyway. Nicely done there by Dinferno. They take the game. And yeah, I mean, I guess that was a statement, right? Like, you know, you can't just play Emeric and not make the real Emeric game plan happen with, like, range units and turtling, and you can't just walk forwards into, like, +2 defense tiles and put your army under it, because I'm just gonna murder you with witch hexes, and really good witch hexes, I want to say, because yeah, that just opened up so many unit kills that wouldn't have happened otherwise. And yeah, like I said during the set, like, there is a mistake that players make when they play Emeric. They just throw down the crystal, and then they put their army underneath it, and the army is in a terrible position where they can get killed. It doesn't matter if you have +2 defense. It is just not a good idea to put like your entire army under an Emeric crystal all the time. Sometimes you want to use it, you want to leave it a little bit exposed, put your army kind of behind it for the counterattack damage. You cannot forget Wargroove fundamentals when playing a commander like Emeric. You can't just throw your army forwards and hope that you just don't die to counterattack. You have to be able to be in a good position and use the defense bonus. You can't just walk forward and yeah. So well played to Dinferno, recognizing that Sparky made the blunder. They had a much more even opening this game, which really worked out well for them. So we're going to see a game 3. We're going to see how this ends.